You are listening to the Postcast, presented by the Locked On Senators podcast and, of course, the Glebe Central Pub. Make sure to check out the Glebe Central Pub. The vibes are free at the GCP at 779 Bank Street, neighborhood pub. Great food, awesome drinks, immaculate service, and the GCP shuttle, just $17 round trip to and from the pub to the CTC. You can get your tickets online at GlebeCentralPub.com. I'm Ross Levitan alongside Brandon Piller, and as a hashtag goalie-friendly show, it is with great pleasure that we announce a 3-0 Senators victory over the Florida Panthers. And Billsy, I feel like I'm living a deja vu after Thursday's game, a goalie win against a team from Florida.
My God, the Ottawa Senators have really figured things out here in the win column. On the ice, statistically, they had been outplayed massively by both Florida teams. You heard it at the end of the broadcast. The Sens have been outshot 72-41 in the last two games, but they got 2 wins and 4 points. I can't believe it. Here we are, the Ottawa Senators with 88 points. Anton Forsberg with a 40-save shutout. This feels great, Ross. This is an ultimate vibes cast.
Another deja vu. Senators score first, and Shane Pinto gets a point. So you can add another into the totals for that one. The Senators are now 18-1-0 at home. 18-1-0 at home when scoring first, 32-6-0 overall, and they are 22-1-1 when Shane Pinto gets a point. His assist came on a Jake Sanderson first period goal. Sanderson now has goals in 3 straight games, his 11th of the season, and then it was a power play goal from Drake Batherson, tipping in out of midair. Beautiful tip, like cutting across, and most tips are out of midair. Sick. Good job, tips. But it was a beautiful one there on a Dylan Cousins shot on the power play. After this whole power play is beautiful. We'll get into it more, but Jake Sanderson gets the assist. And one of us on the show called a 1+1 performance from Jake Sanderson. It would stay that way until 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game when Matthew Highmore scored his second goal of the season into an empty net. Thomas Chabot with his 30th assist, and it is 3-0 the final. But everything needs to be pointed in the direction of Anton Forsberg. He becomes the 4th goalie in the NHL this season, Pilsy, with a 40-plus save shutout.
Now, Ross, last time Forsberg had a start, I said this was probably his best game of the season. You rebutted a shutout earlier was his best game. I think we can both agree that this was indeed Anton Forsberg's best game this season. A 40-save shutout up against the defending Stanley Cup champions. And I let you guys know last time in my game notes, I have a 3 asterisk system. 1 for like a notable play, 2 for a really good play, 3 for something incredible. I think I got like 6 3 asterisk plays for Anton Forsberg in this one. He was making huge saves, including 2 big saves on Jesper Bokvist on breakaways, nonetheless. Like, they were putting everything they could at Anton Forsberg, and he just stood tall. A shutout for Forsy. And look, Ross, I know only 34% of people on Twitter agreed with my theory to go Anton Forsberg today, Allmark tomorrow. I'm feeling pretty good about how that went, and the 34% that agreed, good on you.
Well, those who didn't agree, I'm sure they're not leaving the ice and smashing their stick into a million pieces.
If they are, they better clean it up after.
You better clean it up. And our guy Alex cleaning up here, appreciate it, into the guitar case. 40, 1 for each save that Anton Forsberg made today. We love our good buddy, Sens fan in QC, a true citizen. We see him in the rink rocking the Sens Central hoodie or crew neck. It's an absolute thing of beauty. By the way, Claire Hanna wearing pictures of our silhouettes on her sweater while she's making homemade pasta. The funniest thing I've seen all week.
Not Math Guy's sweater is Claire Hanna's favorite Sens Central merch. Crazy.
Claire was great today on the broadcast. So too was Mark Mathod. I wonder where he's going for his picnic after. I assume he's just putting his sweater or his jacket down on the nice fields, maybe at the experimental farm, and then having himself a nice picnic.
Someone's got to get a picnic basket to put on the desk whenever he wears that.
It is the funniest thing going. But we're lucky to have a TSN game on a Saturday, right? Like, that was just when I saw that, I said, oh, here we go. Now, I do have to watch it on Sportsnet Plus because I'm out of market. So that means that I'm like 2 minutes delayed. So I do like that about the national broadcast. I don't get Bruce Garriock spoiling every goal because the guy just tweets out 1-0. Like, no context. He just wants to be first. It drives me absolutely nuts.
He has the scoop on it. And hey,
yeah.
Ross, if you like TSN games, I got good news for you.
Yep, tomorrow
as well.
Yeah, 4 for the week. Huge week on TSN and huge week for the Ottawa Senators. 4 games, and they have 3 wins. 2 wins so far. We forgot about the Buffalo game. It never happened, right?
No, it didn't happen. And Ross, when we were going into these 2 games, I'll speak for myself, especially up against Tampa and Florida. After losing to Buffalo, I was like, oh God, this could be an absolute disaster. What if this losing streak continues to slide up against 2 really good teams? I said I'd be happy with 1 point up against either of these 2 teams. They get 4 points and win both games in regulation. Outplayed massively in both games, but they find ways to win. And Ross, I've decided to spin zone this as being a good thing, or at least shining it into a good thing, finding the silver lining. Obviously, you'd love to beat the wheels off teams and be dominant and, get the puck line bets on FanDuel every game. But if you're able to be outplayed but still find ways to win, that's how you find success in the playoffs, because you're going to have to squeak a few of those out. You're going to have goalies steal wins for you. You're going to have depth guys come up big in big moments, or even not depth guys, star players like Jake Sanderson, who continues to roll offensively here. It's not about how well you played throughout the game necessarily. It's about picking your spots and being able to shut things down when you have a lead sometimes. And the Ottawa Senators have found ways to do that in back-to-back games up against playoff teams.
I can't remember the last time the Ottawa Senators had an expected goals percentage at 5-on-5 below 20%. That's where they found themselves tonight. That's how lopsided this game was at 5-on-5. The expected goals percentage, 17.4 for Ottawa, 82.6 for the Florida Panthers. They outshoot Ottawa 40-22. Senators go 1 for 5 on the power play. Florida goes 0 for 3. Senators snap back 58% of the faceoffs. They outblock Florida 20-9. But get this, Florida was credited with 55 hits in this game to 31 for Ottawa. And you could feel that, especially in the second period. Florida was dominating physically, but credit to Ottawa, Tim Stützle standing up for himself, not letting anything go unnoticed. And there was that 10-minute misconduct at the end of the game, but I really didn't think Timmy deserved a 10 on that one. I think that was the refs just saying, let's get this one to bed. Senators send out Tyler Kleven and Nick Jensen to quarterback a 5-on-3 power play, and Kleven almost got one in the back of the net.
Kleven had the biggest green light to shoot that thing I've ever seen. They were teeing him up. He probably has the hardest shot on the team, and yes, that might surprise some people, but he was ripping it. They were clocking it at 94.5 miles per hour. I bet he can hit triple digits on a good day. Like, he just has an absolute laser when it's in his wheelhouse.
Dude, they were giving it to him like they're going to give it to Ovechkin tomorrow night.
Yeah,
to just try
seriously.
I thought they were going to do that for Zetterlund. Like, try to get Zetterlund.
I know. When I saw those guys out there, I was like, oh, Zetterlund better be out there. And now, no issue having Cousins and Matheson out there. But, I mean, I think I would have put Zetterlund out there for sure in that moment.
Yeah, it wasn't the case, and Ottawa is able to get the victory tonight by a score of 3-0. Just doing a quick scroll through, thanks to our friends over at Natural Stat Trick. This was the lowest expected goals percentage in Ottawa's favor, all season long. And funny enough, the Senators are 4-0 in their bottom 4 games. Can I put you on the spot, and I'll put the chat on the spot in trivia here? What other games do you think Ottawa would have had the lowest expected goals percentage all season long, knowing that it's 3 other wins?
Detroit.
Yep, that's the next lowest. 22%.
I mean, the game up against Tampa that
nope.
just happened.
Nope, that's a little bit. That's a little bit further up. The one of them you won't get. The other one I hope you will, but I don't think you will.
The home opener?
No. That one's probably pretty close, though. The 5-0 win in Pittsburgh, where they got all those power play goals early.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, yep, young Zachary. I see a few others. MIJ in the chat. The Sharks win on the road.
Okay. On the road. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember that? Where Gaudette scored to win it late? That's the game that kind of turned it all around. They had beaten Calgary on that Amazon game on the Monday. And then it was the Wednesday game late night in San Jose where Ullmark got shelled, but they were able to get the victory. They get the victory tonight. We will have a boots on the ground report. Christian Tremblay will join us from the Glebe Central Pub, another GCP after they get back from the shuttle. It's going to be awesome to get the vibes in the rink. Sold out crowd tonight, by the way, in Ottawa for a 3-0 victory. Love it. Let's get more into the details of this game next. But first, got to let you know this Postcast is always brought to you by the Glebe Central Pub, the GCP, in the heart of the Glebe at 779 Bank Street. With the home-heavy schedule to end the season, what better way to get to and from the game than on the Glebe Central Pub shuttle? They have tickets available for the Montreal game next Friday, then Tuesday, April 15th against Chicago, and Thursday, the 17th for the regular season finale. $17 round trip gets you to and from the GCP. It leaves an hour and 15 minutes before the game and brings you right back afterwards where the vibes can continue rolling on. They will have all the games going tonight, and it's live music every Saturday night at the Glebe Central Pub. So check it out. The chat knows the vibes are free at the GCP. We love the smash burgers. Such a smash burger guy. Their wings, delicious. The nachos, if you want to share those, get them for the table. And always make sure to let them know that Locked On Senators sent you, because on Sens game days, you'll get 10% off your order at the Glebe Central Pub.
This episode is also brought to you by 5 Hour Energy, guys. If you're going to have enough energy for beyond game 82, you're going to need 5 Hour Energy. It helps you have a little boost to power through your day. Whether you're staying up late to watch hockey, squeezing in a round of golf after work, or you're just trying to keep up with the busy day of work, or you got kids running around, 5 Hour Energy gives you that quick, refreshing pick-me-up whenever you need it. I've been staying up late watching sports, and 5 Hour Energy helps keep me up the next day. And the days are longer now. I love getting outside for a hike, a run. Even though it's bad weather, just put a coat on and you'll be fine, and have some 5 Hour Energy and you'll be good to go for a quick boost. Whether you're at home, traveling, on the road, 5 Hour Energy is easy to grab and keeps me feeling refreshed. Look at the size of these things, just 57 milliliters. Put it in your pocket, backpack, in your coat, in your car to have it whenever you need it. They got great flavors. My personal favorite, blue raspberry, watermelon, peach mango, and so much more. Build a 12-pack or 24-pack delivered right to your door. If you need one now, grab a 5 Hour Energy shot at your local grocery store or convenience store. You've seen them. They're everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized with 5 Hour Energy.
Welcome back to the Postcast. I'm Ross Levitan alongside Brandon Piller, wrapping up a 3-0 Senators win over the Florida Panthers. A potential first-round playoff matchup. You've seen the stats. We've gone through it. And holy smokes, Pillsy, is it going to be quite the run to the finish. If everything goes the Senators' way, they could have a playoff spot clinched by the time they play the Montreal Canadiens. They could even have it clinched by the time they play in Columbus on Tuesday. Like, you can smell it now. 88 points.
Yeah, this is huge. And I mean, I think tomorrow's game, you get Allmark starting. You get the Columbus Blue Jackets on a back-to-back, as are the Sens. But the Blue Jackets are traveling and are playing at 7 o'clock tonight. So you've got a massive advantage there that I want to see the Sens take advantage of. And if you can win that one, Ross, that really puts the Blue Jackets in their place. The New York Rangers got pumped today. So the teams that are outside looking in, it's not looking so good for them right now. So the Ottawa Senators just need to keep even keel, keep collecting those points. Now, although we got the win in back-to-back games, Ross, I would like to see the Ottawa Senators dominate the play a little bit more tomorrow. But hey, I'm not apologizing or complaining about wins. If they get a win, I don't care how they do it.
Especially this time of year. Just find ways to win. And we've been begging for goalie steals for like 5 years. And this, I'm assuming you could chalk this one up as another goalie steal.
Oh, of course. If this isn't a goalie steal win, Ross, I don't understand advanced analytics.
Yeah, no, it looks like the Panthers had about 3.5 expected goals. And that means it is a goalie steal by only 0.57. But the empty netter obviously plays into that too. We'll break down the goals in just a minute, but to me, the turning point in this game, or should I say the step on your throat moment, because they were already up 2-0, was that breakaway save on Bachvist at the start of the second period. I got that with 3 asterisks in my notes. The pad save, keeping the 5-hole shut. Forsberg was just dialed in tonight.
Yeah, that was definitely one of them. I'll read through my other 3 asterisk saves here, Ross. After that one in the second period, Marchand 2-on-1 pass, chip pass. Forsey sprawls over to make a huge pad save to rob Seth Jones. That was another one. Loose puck to the net in the third. Nosak snaps it, and Forsberg with the big save there. That was huge. And I've got a couple other here that I can't find. But
one of them was a fan shot, but this is when you knew Forsey was feeling it. He did the full windmill on Sam Reinhart.
Yeah, I mean, hey, nothing wrong flashing a little leather here and there.
When you're hot, you're hot. And I love doing that at home too, because when you're in the arena, you can't see always how hard the shots are coming. All you see is your goalie just make a huge glove save. Come on.
Yeah, players get to celebrate goals emphatically when they score. If you're a goalie at home and things are going well, give it a little flair, get a celly from the crowd. Nothing wrong with that.
Gillette is saying that the shot was going wide too, but
it was.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so let's break down the goals. The first one, I mean, this is just Jake Sanderson. It's just finding every way to score, and it's almost like he enjoys that sharp angle down the left flank. Like he's had a few of those recently where it finds a way in, and this one was absolutely no different. A snipe short side over the shoulder of Sergei Bobrovsky.
My biggest note from this goal, though, Ross, is Seth Jones good at hockey?
No.
That was a terrible pizza pass on the boards in his own end, and he does a backhand pass up the slot in the middle. Like what are you hoping to accomplish there? Shane Pinto's just like, sweet, thank you very much. Takes it behind the net, head up. Oh, there's Sandy. Get it to him. Sandy scores. Like that was, I just couldn't believe my eyes seeing that replay. That was the play that Seth Jones decided to try to pull off.
Yeah, I mean, he has kind of been known as being one of the most overrated players in the league the last little while. He got the contract, and now he's on Florida, so that's all right with me.
And how about the zero effort on that empty net goal? Like the puck gets past him, and he's just like, controller died, hanging out, and then he sees Highmore, and he's just like, well, that's that. Like that was, yeah. I don't know about Seth Jones. That's, geez.
No, and obviously they were without Aaron Ekblad as. Maybe he could share his recipe with Seth Jones to try to get a little better. But hey, great shot over the shoulder for Jake Sanderson. And that set up because Florida already had a power play earlier on in the game. So they kill off that. I didn't love the penalty, but I get it. I mean, he did trip him with his leg. Dylan Cousins gets the call for that. But I thought it was a great penalty kill for Ottawa. And then they were able to carry that momentum into 5-on-5. But then it was Ottawa's turn for a power play. And this doesn't quite reach the level of the goal in Buffalo where all 5 guys touched the puck immediately and Brady Tkachuk finished it in front of the net. But this was another like elite power play goal. When you have Tim Stützle and Jake Sanderson snapping it around at the top of the umbrella like that, it was only a matter of time. They tried going down to Batherson. He just sent it right through the crease, comes back out, and you can take it from there.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great job by Sanderson. A nice pass to Cousins for a one-timer. And I couldn't believe it after us when they credited Batherson with the goal, because I was like, how the heck did he get a piece of that? That was a nice shot by Cousins. But Batherson ends up getting credit for the goal. And yeah, it's good to see Dylan Cousins back in the point column. Good to see him kind of clicking again. And he gives his landlord a little gift there, Ross.
Hey, the old saying, like when Tkachuk got in his first fight, he said he was paying rent to Mark Stone. That's Cousins paying rent. And again, it's a Drake Batherson goal, primary assist to Dylan Cousins. I believe that's his 5th primary assist on a Drake Batherson goal since those two have been united. The line wasn't very good at 5-on-5, and ultimately they moved Matthew Highmore onto that line and put David Perron down on the 4th line with Gaudette and Cruikshank. Crooker almost scored, by the way, tonight, dude. Crooker almost
scored. Just got a piece of that one. Yeah.
That would have been sick for our guy Crooker. But I thought he was perfectly fine in tonight's game. And overall, though, like you're not really giving a whole lot of credit at 5-on-5 in this game for anybody. I thought this was a dominant performance from the Florida Panthers, and Anton Forsberg stands tall. We will get to our boots on the ground report, by the way. And if you are watching on YouTube right now, this is our guy, Christian Tremblay.
Nice.
Front and center will be joining the Postcast shortly. That's an all-time picture there. That is the vibes at the Glebe Central Pub Shuttle. We absolutely love it. Love it here. So Christian will join us in just a matter of minutes. But let's get to our Send Central standouts first in this game. Billsy, do you want to count down from 3, I guess? 3, 2, 1. Anton Forsberg is your Send Central standout. Little stat here, courtesy of Sportsnet. Shocked they paid any attention to this game, knowing that this was a TSN game, but per Sportsnet stats, the most saves in a home shutout in Senators history. Number 1, Anders Nielsen in 2019, 45 save performance. I didn't make you guess that one. I knew you wouldn't have.
I wouldn't have got that one. Yeah.
Craig Anderson, 42 save shutout. This is the third most saves in a home shutout in Senators history. 40 for 40 for Forsberg.
Yeah, Anton Forsberg really had himself a good night in front of a sellout crowd at the CTC up against the reigning Stanley Cup champions. Obviously, there's some injuries to that team, but still, the sound of it still sounds great. It's music to my ears.
It sounds phenomenal. So we already pretty much broken down all of Anton Forsberg's plays already in this game. He was just elite. Everything about his game, spectacular. A plus 3.57 goals saved above expected. And he was just brilliant. I'm trying to find, let's see. There were 4 high danger chances and 12 medium danger shot attempts against him in this game. But Forsy was unreal. Now, I saw some people say, is that Anton Forsberg's last regular season game with the Ottawa Senators? I say no. I think that if and when they clinch, you pretty much go minor hockey style and do a rotation for the last however many games there are.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm trying to find Ross. Maybe you can find it. I'm not having luck. LOSP stats department here. The Ottawa Senators franchise leaders in goalie stats, because Forsy is starting to climb up there. Games played, wins, probably even in shutouts, like saves, all those kinds of things. He's really starting to climb the charts here. And yeah, especially once you clinch, Ross, I think you got to get Forsy in the mix a couple more times here. And I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks, I think. I think people just have a bad taste in their mouth for Anton Forsberg with how kind of rough the start of his season was, and even the middle of his season was. A lot of bad starts in there. You got to be honest. The numbers support that. But recently, he's been dominant, or at the very least, someone you can trust. So all the Forsy haters that are just like, no, whatever it takes, don't start Forsberg. I think they need to turn the volume down on that, because he's proven a couple games in a row here that he can be a reliable goalie. And I think there's no reason why, especially once they clinch, you can't give him a couple more games down the stretch. Yeah,
our guy Sassy Saslov on Twitter tweeted at us saying that since January 19th, Forsy's 6-3-1 with a 1.97 goals against average and a 932 save percentage.
That's amazing.
The LOSP stats department is on it. With the shutout today, Anton Forsberg has tied Ray Emery for the 6th most shutouts in franchise history. Tonight was Forsberg's 61st win. He is 6th all-time in franchise history. He's 4 wins behind Damian Rhodes for 5th on the all-time list.
Yeah, so he's climbing up there. Got to be arguably the best waiver wire pickup in Sens history. Is that crazy to say? Who's a better waiver wire pickup?
I can't think of that on the top of my head.
Yeah. People in the chat, and I'm not talking about guys that were waiver wire picks up and played 15 games and had nice stats. Think of the longevity. He's top 10 in multiple categories for franchise goalies, and it cost you nothing to get him. So I don't think it's too crazy to say he's arguably the best waiver wire pickup in Ottawa Senators franchise history.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if there's anyone you can think of. I can't off the top of my head. Do you want to go with another Send Central standout here, Pilsy?
Did you have Sanderson, or did
I didn't do it? I was going to let you go first. I figure we both kind of tag teamed hashtag goalie friendly show off the top. Fair. So if you want to take one, and I'll take another.
Okay, I'll take the easy one again then. Jake Sanderson. I mean, a goal, an assist. He played 25-16. That's kind of crazy. I think I would have tried to dial his ice time back a little bit here, but then also has 2 shots, 3 blocks, 1 hit. Jake Sanderson, I mean, this guy continues to show Sens fans that already kind of knew and were aware how good he is, but not more importantly, but also shows the rest of the league and the hockey world what a great defenseman he is. Because I think before, the things that he was doing so well didn't show up on the box score. You didn't get statistical counters for it, the way he skates, his ability to transition the puck up the ice, things like that. I mean, I guess there's advanced analytics, but general hockey fans aren't looking into Ottawa Senators advanced analytics. So the fact that he's able now to get the goals, get the assist, have things click on the power play like this is just so incredible. And then obviously we know how good he is defensively. And like Noodles was saying, he is a very similar style player to Scott Niedermayer, just the way he skates and everything is so effortless out there.
As first reported on Locked On Senators, when Craig Button told us that right after the draft, and everyone's like, come on. Well, come on is right. Jake Sanderson, complete stud. He's now up to what, 52 points, or is it 53 now?
That'll be 53.
Holy smoke. So you called 6 points over the last 7 games. You're going to have to adjust that one, buddy.
Hopefully. Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, 53 points in 75 games for Jake Sanderson. Absolute stud. Great call on a Locked On Sen Central standout in tonight's game. I got a twofer for the people here. One of them, I got to go with Shane Pinto. I thought he was great tonight, not only so that I can bring up the stat again. Shane Pinto, when he gets a point, the Senators are 22-1-1 this season. Truly remarkable. And I'm so glad that we started tracking this before last season, because it is getting even more ridiculous you saw the stats this year. So what that's added to overall 61-11-7. When Shane Pinto gets a point, we're getting awfully close to a full season sample size. That is now, math guy, 79 games that Shane Pinto has gotten a point, and the Senators have only 11 regulation losses in those games. Pinto is good in the faceoff dot tonight as well, but my other Sen Central standout is Drake Batherson. I thought Batherson was all over it. I thought he had a great night. Couple giveaways that you'd like to clean up, but he was physical out there, had 6 hits, 4 shots on goal, had the goal in this game, played 16 minutes and 41 seconds. I like Drake Batherson's game, and he needs to continue to dial it up and up and up as we get into the playoffs, where he will have to be one of the most important players on this team. On the other side, I've got one other mention of a player that we want to get to as a honorary Sen Central standout, maybe the first, if not second time all season that this player's been mentioned in this vein. And then we'll get to our boots on the ground report. But first, Pilsy's got a word from one of our favorite sponsors.
Yes, this episode is also brought to you by FanDuel. March Madness is here. FanDuel is giving you the chance to get in on the action like never before. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's 200 extra bucks to use on everything from buzzer beaters, Cinderella stories, and even who's cutting down the nets when it's all over. I've been following along with the favorites. It's been a chalk bracket this tournament, and FanDuel makes it easy to back them. They got spreads, totals, game props, and so much more. Tournament games have been happening almost every day, so there's always something exciting to bet on. And the FanDuel app, it's my favorite. It's easy to use, easy to navigate. You want to get your bet in quick, no problem. And when you win, you get paid instantly. Those green numbers and trophies hitting your account real quick, no waiting around. So visit FanDuel.com to get in on the college hoops action and Ottawa Senators action for the rest of the regular season and maybe beyond. It's FanDuel.
Welcome back to the Postcast. I'm Ross Levitan alongside Brandon Piller. The score 3-0 for the Ottawa Senators in this game. They get goals from Jake Sanderson, Drake Batherson, and Matthew Highmore. And that's who I want to highlight. Not only because he scores the empty netter, but Pilsy, a trend I've been noticing with Highmore, maybe it's just a couple notable ones, but he's drawing penalties, man. That's a part of his game that needs to be there if he's going to be effective. And I love seeing him. And he always gives like the biggest crap-eating grin on his face when this guy gets dumped down and the other guy goes off. And he did it again tonight, and it really helped the Senators with the start of the second period, heading to the power play with the tripping call.
Yeah, I think it's his combination, Ross, of speed. So if he keeps his feet moving, I think it surprises some players and they find themselves getting, those hooking, tripping penalties on him. And then the fact that he's such a little pest out there. Like guys hate him. playing against him. You can tell that they're just like, who the heck is this little speedster that's chirping away and pissing me off? Like, I'm sick of this guy. And they end up taking emotional penalties on him. So yeah, he does do a great job of that. And you know what? Shout out Matthew Highmore. It's his first goal since January. He had gone 34 games without a goal. Sure, it's an empty net goal, but good hustle. He gets around his man and fires it in the empty net. Nothing wrong with that. Alex Ovechkin, how many of those did he have in his career? Wayne Gretzky said it on the post-game presser last night. He said, I got no problem putting pucks in empty nets. So there's no shame in that.
No shame at all. Frankly, it was much needed for a confidence booster for Matthew Highmore. As we wait for our Send Central standout, the GCP shuttle is just about to get back, and we'll get Christian on. Before that, Travis Green just mentioned after the game that Brady Tkachuk is not expected to play tomorrow. And I mean, when you come off these 2 wins, like, you never want to see your captain out of the lineup. But if there is some time for it to happen, this feels pretty good. I've never been happy when Brady Tkachuk misses time, as rare as it's been. But if we don't see him until game 82 or beyond, I don't know if I'm going to be that upset.
No, I want to get him in a couple games, Ross, just to get his feet moving again. But yeah, I think if the Ottawa Senators are able to find ways to win, you can't exactly say they're playing great without him, but they're winning games, so who cares? I won't be that upset, but I would like to see him get maybe 3 games at least of action just to get feeling and get hungry again right before playoffs start. But who knows the severity of his injury? It was good to see him out on the ice, giving the linesman, I'm blanking on his name, that was doing his last game there. It was good to see Brady out there giving him a signed jersey and congratulating him on a great career. But yeah, I don't know when we're going to see Brady Tkachuk again here. No,
me neither. But when it is, you hope that he's that animal that he promised he'd be and has lived up to being since the 4 Nations, where he says every game is a game 7. Let's hear from head coach Travis Green after tonight's game. Here is him talking with the media, including that update on Brady Tkachuk.
Coach, how would you sum up this game from your vantage?
Resilient. Bit of a learning game as well, I think, and found a way to win.
Kind of playoff atmosphere that you anticipated?
Yeah, felt as close to a playoff game as you're going to get, especially when you're playing a team like Florida. Liked our first. Thought we played pretty well against a team that's hungry to find a win. I thought the second they tilted the ice a little bit on us, like really good teams do. They got some momentum. And I like how we responded in the third and found our game a little bit. And obviously Forsberg gave us a good game. Great game.
Learning, like, how was it a learning game for this group?
Well, I think, we haven't played playoff hockey for a while. And that had a feel to a playoff game with the physicality of it. Florida they were coming, they were pushing, they were being very physical. And I thought we had to learn on the fly a little bit. I thought the second period they had us on our heels. But like I said, I thought the third we responded with a better game.
What can you say about Anton Forsberg's season? He mentioned to us that this year's been a bit of a process for him, but basically since the 4 Nations, his numbers have looked pretty good, particularly with the save percentage.
Yeah, no, we've talked about our goaltending from day one, that we have a lot of confidence in our goalies, and Forsberg's a good goalie, really good goalie, and he's shown it.
You mentioned how much he's working with Justin Peters. Is there something that you think's changed in his game to give him more confidence or more consistency?
Yeah, I don't proclaim to be a goalie guru by any means, but Petey does an excellent job with our goalies on the physical side as far as technical stuff, but also on the mental side, he's exceptional.
What's a league-leading 9 shutouts say to the overall defensive side of your team's game?
Yeah, I think it's a mindset too. It says a lot about our mindset as a group. That we're a committed group to that side of the puck. Your goalies have to play well to get 9 shutouts, and I think it says a lot about the commitment.
Talk about Matthew Highmore got his second goal in 36 games, and you move him up a bit in the third period?
Yeah, Heisey's a little bit of a utility guy. He's done a good job on the penalty kill. There's certain moments in the game where I do bump him up, depending on the pace of the game and, if we have the lead. And it was nice to see him get rewarded.
We've seen Jake Sanderson evolve offensively this year against those last 3 games. It seems like since the new year he's really taken on.
I think there's certain players that you just kind of sit back and you watch and you don't overcoach, and you just watch them develop. And I think his game is just slowly evolving into more. It's great to watch and see him progress. And we're lucky to have him, quite honestly.
Each year he says he wants to shoot more. Is that a message you've been giving to him recently?
No, I think with certain players, and there's not a lot of guys that I've come across that they figure it out. And he's definitely one of them.
You mentioned the playoff feel and this team getting that experience. What does it mean to this group to go through that in their last 2 games and succeed against some really good opponents in Tampa Bay and Florida?
Yeah, you talk about 2 teams that are, that have been talked about for a while to win Stanley Cups and know what it takes and have been there, done that. And until you've been through those battles, whether you win or lose, you don't really know until you do it, a couple times. And tonight was, like I said, a step toward a playoff-like game, and a step toward our team learning more about how to play at that time of year.
You feel like they're champions. Do you feel like confidence is building too as you get closer?
I would hope so. We've talked to our group a lot about playing with confidence, having swagger and belief in yourself individually. And
Oh, you cut the audio.
Yeah, I cut off Travis Green because I really want to pull up this stat. I thought I was teeing it up, but you know what? There's Travis Green. You can find more from him. I think people will appreciate this, though. Since January 25th, this is the NHL defensive scoring leaders. Cale Makar, number 1, 37 points in 28 games. And there's Jake Sanderson, second, with 28 points in 28 games. And what made me think of this is earlier on in the season, Jake Sanderson said that I don't play the type of hockey that will get me Norris votes. And then he decided that he was going to score all the time.
And Ross, where is Lane Hudson? Way down there.
Yeah, I mean, he's still pretty sick. I don't see a Maple Leaf in sight. That's who we really have to shine our focus on here. That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he's been able to have that pace for that long, for people looking at this, the date starts January 25th.
Yeah, well, that's the day that Timmy got the buzz cut.
Nice.
Let's see what the Sens overall leaders are from that standpoint, because I'd imagine, why isn't it letting, forwards. Okay, so Timmy is, it's been such a spread out offense. He's tied for 26 in the league in scoring over that standpoint. It's just such a spread out offensive attack that the Ottawa Senators have, but I honestly think that's going to help them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you want spread out scoring. If you have to rely on one superstar to always get it done, other teams are just going to put a lot of pressure on him. They're going to be physical on him. They're going to game plan ways to shut them down. So you need to have other guys that can find ways to get offense. And sure, the Ottawa Senators aren't scoring as much as you'd like, but when they're playing structured defensive play like they are and have been for an extended period here through Travis Green and the coaching staff, and then they're finding ways to bury the opportunities they do have, they can find ways to have success.
And then as Crowd the Post notes, when Nick Cousins comes back, all of a sudden the fourth line is going to have a little more depth too.
Yeah, definitely. This team's going to have a lot of depth. Another thing I was thinking about when Travis Green was talking there, and just first of all, how about him strutting up to the mic with a little smirk there? That's you don't see that from Travis Green very often. A couple of other people in the chat noticed that. But one thing I was thinking, Ross, take out all the players that were just acquired this season. So I'm talking Nick Cousins, Nick Jensen, David Perron, Linus Ullmark, Dylan Cousins. Who else am I forgetting here? I mean, Fabian Zetterlund, but those guys don't really apply. But I was thinking, other than guys just acquired this season, the only players on this Sens team with playoff experience, and correct me if I'm wrong, are Claude Giroux and Travis Hamonic.
David Perron.
He got acquired this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And same with Nick Jensen.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The rest of the team, the rest of the players have never been to the playoffs. Chat, let me know if you guys think of another player. Matteo was acquired this year. Come on.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's it.
Yeah. Like crazy. So this is going to be a brand new experience for a lot of people in that locker room. A lot of Sens fans, like Ross, some younger Sens fans that, you know, maybe haven't been around that long or following the team that long. Like if you're here from 2018 and beyond, you haven't experienced Sens playoff hockey. Like it's crazy. And the "we want playoff" chants are music to my ears. We did hear those 2 years ago in that one Columbus game, but that was a little premature. This feels a little more real this time, and the energy and the feeling around this team, the crowd at the CTC, whew, it feels real. It feels legit.
It does. And Anton Forsberg's never played a playoff game. I saw
just
Josh
looked as well.
Harrison. Yep. We're both LOSP stats department is humming. And yes, the beauty of the playoffs is there's always unsung heroes. And yesterday, yeah, on the show, we talked about how Ridley Gregg is my expected guy who is going to jump in and make an impact in the playoffs. But I think that that's the beauty. Like, think about the history of Jean-Gabriel Pageau. That's all playoff related. He had one really good season, the regular season. Shout out Mark Stone being his winger for that team. That was where Mark Stone was
when they traded him, he was putting up huge numbers.
True. Well, when Mark Stone was beside him, it felt like there was a segment of time where whoever played with Mark Stone got paid. Zach Smith jumps out at that as well. Like,
if you play White, isn't that when he got his payday too?
Yeah. It was Stone, Kachuk, and White. Yeah. So Colin White, JG Pageau,
he's
and
still
Zach
getting
Smith,
paid from that.
They should all be sending Mark Stone some extra flowers for what they've accomplished in his career. But Ottawa's got these guys where you don't know what you have in a playoff type environment. So to get these games at the end of the season, we kept talking about how the Ottawa Senators had the easiest quote unquote strength of schedule and all that. To come out against these two teams, Tampa and Florida, and not play your best, but find ways to win games, that's got to do wonders for the confidence level of the team. Like, if you look at it now, Ottawa goes 2-2-0 against Tampa, 2-1-0 against Florida, and 4-0-0 against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, against the top three teams in the division, the Senators went 7-3-0.
And Ross, your top three most likely potential playoff matches. Like, that's a good sign as well, that the teams that you're most likely to play up against, they're fighting it out for the lead in the Atlantic, but you've been able to have success up against them, albeit regular season. So things do change in the playoffs, but at least as far as familiarity and matching up with them in the games that you have played up against them, you've shown that you can hang.
Oh, you can hang for sure. Pillsy, any final thoughts on today's show? And then we'll get to our boots on the ground report as Christian's just pulling up to the pub right now.
Final thoughts for me is enjoy it, Sens fans. There's nothing wrong with enjoying wins. The CTC looked like an absolute blast to be at. Our guy, Liam Martian, was at the game for both of those. Our guy,
Bachelor
Jack
party,
Richardson.
too.
Yeah, bachelor party. So they've been going hard. Our guy, Jack Richardson, celebrated his birthday with a win up against the Tampa Bay Lightning on Thursday. So the vibes are good in Ottawa right now, and there's no reason why they can't continue. So live it up.
Hey, Stello's got one. Matthew Highmore, 3 goals in 9 career playoff games.
Okay, that was one I wasn't sure about. So thank you for that one. So of the Ottawa Senators have not acquired this year, Hamonic, Highmore, and Giroux have playoff experience.
Hell yeah. And then of the guys that were acquired this year,
well, not Cousins or Zetterlund, but
Perron. Yeah, exactly. Nick Cousins, yes. And it's just awesome to see. Does Zach McEwen have any playoff games?
Doubt it.
I was a little surprised that he didn't get the the call-up. He has 7.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. 6 of them in the bubble with Vancouver, where I believe is when Matthew Highmore got his.
Okay.
But we'll find out here. Matthew Highmore, ref. I can't believe Highmore has 3 playoff goals. That's awesome.
Legend.
No, his were all with Chicago, funny enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had a goal and an assist in game 3 against Edmonton. Everyone remembers that one, but it was in the bubble. It was just with Chicago, not Vancouver. So, hey, the whole team's getting experience this year. That's what we got in the chat. Would love that. So let's party, man. The Sens are in the playoffs, and I cannot, 88 points, Billsy, might be enough.
I don't think it will be, but it could be. I want to see a 9 there, Ross. I'd like 93 points would be nice. My birth year, 1993. So let's get 93 or more. 93
would be nice for sure. But if you beat the Columbus Blue Jackets, and this is a bit tainted because the Rangers have 2 extra games played. Columbus is the real team here that I think you're still watching. And for Ottawa to have the opportunity here in 2 consecutive games to go up against the Blue Jackets, we've said all along the Sens can control their own destiny, but it's never been more clear than right now.
Yeah, especially with these 2 wins. I think without these 2 wins, Ross, you mostly control your destiny, but you need a little help from your friends in the out-of-town scoreboard as well. But now the Senators can decide where they're going to end up now.
If the Senators win 4 of their last 6 games, not to get ahead of ourselves, if they win 4 of their last 6 games, they'll have the exact same amount of wins as they did in the 2016-2017 season.
Nice. It's not that crazy. They could do it.
You think so? What do you think the odds are? Would you bet on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would.
Man, this is a back-to-back weekend for the Postcast, too, as we're about to get our boots on the ground report and wrap things up today. As we'll take a look at the games tonight that matter. We already talked about the Rangers losing 4-0 earlier today. We're rooting for the Blue Jackets to lose to the Blue team tonight. And I'm also going to be keeping an eye on, more so for jokes rather than anything else, but I'd like to see the Buffalo Sabres beat the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, that'd be great too. And I want to see the Flyers beat the Montreal Canadiens too. Let's go.
Oh, that to me would be. Oh. Didn't Philly just beat Montreal recently? They did. That was Brad Shaw's first game.
Head coach bump. Yes. So fire Brad Shaw. Bring a new guy in here. Let's get another new head coach bump.
Yeah, and just like Joe Bell pointed out, look at the goal differential of all the teams in the wild card race.
It's insane. It's so insane. But I mean, that's not everything. The Washington Capitals made the playoffs last year with what? I believe, wasn't it minus 40? That sounds crazy, but I believe it was high 30s. It was insane the way they were able to sneak in. And now look at them now.
Yeah, look at them now. And I'm
they
still hoping.
did get swept in that series though. So it's not like the negative goal differential didn't play a big part. It was quite telling that they were outmatched.
Well, I'm glad Massimo brings this one up. He wants the Habs in, not New York. He wants as many Canadian teams as possible. And look, I get your sentiment, but here's why we don't.
Yeah.
One, it's the Habs. I think it's that easy. I'm rooting against Montreal and Toronto every time that I can. And also, I think it'd be a really cool storyline for the President's Trophy winners from last year who played that Washington team with a minus 40 goal differential to now have the roles completely reversed the next year. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I want no success for the Montreal Canadiens. I wish them nothing but rainy days and soggy poutine.
I like that. I wish them the 15th overall pick in the draft.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's something I wish for them. But I do get the sentiment. You want Canadian teams in there, yeah. But
my third reason
can't get over this
is if the Habs are in it, that's less coverage for the Ottawa Senators because they'll snap it around to another Canadian team.
That's a big one for me as well. Yeah, so no thanks.
No thanks. And did we talk about Ridley Gregg getting a penalty after Nico Mikkola shot the puck after the whistle?
I can't remember. It's a 52-minute postcast, so I'm a little fuzzy.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, well, the refs were just at this point, they're just like, we're cleaning guys off. I love how Timmy went back on the ice after the game.
No
just
tops.
Pants on, no top. Like,
Yeah.
Great look for Timmy there.
Yeah, that was hilarious. And hey, good on the Sens for giving a little respect. And that's an Ottawa guy too, Derek. So we love seeing that. And our guy, boots on the ground at the Glebe Central Pub. Here he is, Christian. What's up, fella?
What is up, fellas?
There we go.
How nice the GCP right now?
Everything's good. Locked on Sens.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Big dub tonight.
Let's go. Go Sens, go. Go Sens, go.
I love that. Yo, Christian, give me a Sen Central standout tonight.
Vibes are going strong here. As you can see, we had a strong game by Forsberg, which is great.
First Sens game I've ever been to.
No way.
First game for Hamilton.
3-0. 3-0 for the boys in fucking red.
You've never seen a goal against.
First timer right here.
Give me half.
Never seen a goal against. We love that. I love the GCB, man. Fires me right up. So you've never seen a goal against.
Boys, I listen to your podcast all the time.
Hey, appreciate you. Look sharp in that jersey there too, fella.
Good, boys.
Hell yeah. We're sticking around. We're going on a tour here at the pub. Hey, hop outside for a sec. We gotta get a Sen Central standout from you.
What's up, fellas?
We gotta get a Sen Central standout from you, and Forsberg's already been taken.
Oh yeah, anytime, fellas. You guys need me.
All right, there goes Christian with a boots on the ground report. Just chaos inside the pub. Absolutely love that. But the vibes are free at the GCP. Yeah, the boots on the ground reports have been out of control recently. You know what? I'm gonna dial that in with being so close to playoffs that the city is just going nuts about this team.
Yeah, when you get in that atmosphere, everyone's having a good time. There's lots of noise happening. I can say from experience, it's tough when you're on your phone and it's noisy around you and you're trying to be on camera, but you're also trying to listen. So
yeah.
that's a tough
I did specifically tell him to take it outside, but
I don't think he didn't hear that.
No, I DM'd it to him before.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
But the boots on the ground reports, they're not going anywhere. They're too much fun.
Ross, I love the Glebe Central Pub. So anytime I can get there, even if it's virtually, I'm down.
No, it's just pure chaos. So we absolutely love that. And it speaks to the community of the Ottawa Senators, and that's what we want to be a part of here on the Postcast. That's Brandon Piller. I'm Ross Levitan. Let's get some Go Sens Go in the chat. Pillsy will have your Postcast tomorrow with Jack Richardson after the Senators take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all these things. Be a friend, tell a friend about the Locked On Senators podcast. It helps us grow exponentially. I'm Ross Levitan. That's Brandon Piller. Shout out to Christian Trombley. You can find him at Ott and Bothered. Great handle over on Twitter there. This has been another edition of the Postcast presented by the Locked On Senators podcast and, of course, the Glebe Central Pub, where you can get your tickets for the GCB shuttle for just $17 round trip to and from the CTC.